Hello, all you people. So I just want to do a quick check-in. Golly, in about 4 hours, Rodney and I will be jetting off to the Emerald Isle. We should land in the morning. It's about an 8-hour trip out of Denver, so I am super duper excited about that. Oh my gosh! But here's a dilemma. So I'm a soapaholic. I'm going to admit that, and so I was gonna make more. I made some soap last night, and I don't know what it is, but I get so caught up in this soap make. Well, I think I'm so caught up in the batter season, which means it locks up or it gets hard like super fast because it reacts with something. I don't know, but I think I'm just so preoccupied with getting it mixed up, getting it emulsified, and into a light trays, and then poured before it gets to that very thick trace and da da da, because I think when you pour it more like a smooth pancake batter, it results in a smoother, sleeker bar. Anyway, but it's still soap, right? But in the process of being consumed with that thought, I'm just not paying attention. So I made a loaf of buttermilk lavender soap. Man, that sells like crazy. I'm actually sold out of it. Um, so made another loaf just the other day. Then I thought, and it only yields like 8 bars. And I thought, well, go ahead and make another loaf of lavender buttermilk because again, it sells super fast. Holidays are coming up. I have about 6 markets left. I've been waitlisted on a couple of markets. I'm disappointed about that, but that's okay. The good thing about soap is it lasts forever. But anyway, last night I made another loaf of lavender buttermilk, and as I'm pouring it into the mold, and it has such a beautiful design, and I had taken or put in some titanium dioxide, so it was brilliantly white, and I had a base of purple lavender, and I swirled it, and I'm having it all come up from the bottom so it looks like fingers up into this white background. And then I turned around and noticed that I didn't even put my scent in it. And of course, by then it was too late, right? Because I couldn't dump it out, add the scent, remix it, because then it'd just be one big purplish mess. So I just finished up the top, decorated it, put it in the curing shelf, as I call it, and dated it, put the recipe in there so I could do the ingredient list. And I'm going to tout it as buttermilk olive, unscented buttermilk olive soap, olive oil soap, because people love the olive oil soap. So anyway, there you go. However, because I am so, and I've got bukus of soap. So this morning I'm thinking I'm not going to let this get the better of me. So I decided to make a second batch of buttermilk lavender so now, of course, you have to freeze your buttermilk because when I started making this a couple of days ago, I added all of my lye to my cool buttermilk and it fried it like nuts. It stunk, it curdled up, it turned orange. I took it out back into the ravine and just trashed it. No, actually, I poured it down the kitchen sink because it's just lye. And so I thought, well, if there's anything there to stop up the kitchen sink, surely this will help in unstopping a possible clog in the future. Blech. Anyway, but I knew that the buttermilk had to be like cold, frozen, so I did that and took it out. But here's the trick: instead of just dumping, say, 4.8 ounces of lye into 12.8 ounces of buttermilk, because it heats up, it goes from 0 to 60 just like that. I mean, you can get it to as high as like 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I took the semi-frozen buttermilk, 2 or 3 tablespoons, mix, put it back in the freezer, waited 30 minutes, took it out, a couple more tablespoons of lye, mix. And I did that until I had all of the lye incorporated into the buttermilk, and it turned out beautifully. It was creamy, it was white, it was everything that it was supposed to be. And that's what yielded the brilliantly white unscented loaf, and I was so disappointed. But anyway, it is what it is, right? And it's soap. So I got up this morning determined that I'm not going to let this obsession of mine get the better of me. So I made another batch, and I told Rodney to yell out on occasion, like, put in the scent, so I wouldn't make the same mistake twice, because trust me, I've done this a lot, forgetting to put the scent in. So I've got my now solidly frozen buttermilk out of the freezer because I'd already pre-measured it yesterday. Sit there, a little bit of la, a little bit of la, a little bit of la. Took the temperature, 65, 70. It was going swimmingly. But I still think I did it too fast because it didn't separate, it didn't curdle up like the first lye solution, but it wasn't that creamy, milky white that the second lye solution yielded when I made the unscented loaf. But I thought, well, that's okay. It's good. It's not. I'm going to use it. It's not to the point that I didn't want to use it because it still looked good. It just didn't look as good. It had just a slight little tintish to it, and just an ever so slight apple sauce, but not really. I mean, it was perfectly fine. So I added my titanium dioxide to the oil solution. I added my scent this time to the oil solution. I used 2 ounces, um, which I'm thinking I used too much scent. Really, it's about 3% per weight. So I probably should have used about what zero point 0.8 or zero point 0.8 per pound. Well, now that would be 5%, I think. But anyway, I think I used too much oil. The essential oil, and again, I think depending on how pure it is, reacts strongly with the lye solution and can cause your batter to clump up quickly or go to trace really quickly. Because I've noticed, and I'm not saying that this is a poor grade oil, but I bought patchouli oil from Walmart. And I'm sure that Walmart's not selling top of the line essential oil. Easy breezy, no problem. It held the scent, held to the soap. It binded well. Beautiful, beautiful. Uh, but I did use, but the point being is I think the higher quality the essential oil, then the faster to trace the batter is going to go to. Anyway, it's all a learning process, right? So I poured the buttermilk lye solution into my oil. I've got my titanium dioxide. I've got my scent in there. I stick blended that first. Uh, then I added the lye solution, which is the buttermilk and the lye. Got to mixing. Everything's going great. I'm thinking, okay, it's already emulsified almost immediately, and I could just feel it kind of getting thick. So I quit stick blending after about 10 seconds, and I'm just kind of doing this with the blender, and I noticed that I felt some resistance. So I thought, boom, okay, I'm done with the blender. So I poured some into another measuring cup that had my purple mica powder in it, and man, it went from 0 to 60 just like that, and it started clumping up, and I was so just ugh. Anyway, I got uh, um, the whisk, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to pour this because it's still good. It's still good. And I poured a layer of white, and then and actually kind of a bit because the one that turned out super duper well that I did not scent, the batter was kind of too loose, so it kind of melted together in some spots, which I haven't cut it yet, but I'm going to wait and see. So this batter would have more well-defined color lines, so there would be a layer of white color than purple, and it wouldn't leak into each other. Because if you have your white, then you pour a liquidy purple on top of that, for example, it's just going to sink down into the white. So this didn't do that. So I was able to pour a bed of the white batter, and then I poured a bed of the purple batter, and then I topped it off with a bed of white batter, and I reserved some purple to put on top of the white to make swirls and stuff. And then I had taken, or I took it's a clothes hanger actually that I had seen, and it's like the shape of a squared U. And so I dropped it down in there, poured it over, and you just rotate it like that. And I'm pulling the white and the purples up from the bottom up into the white that's on top. And then I smoothed it out, added my purple on top, and I did some things. Anyway, poured it up, and it's downstairs, and it's curing, and I think it's going to be perfectly fine, and it smells beautiful, of course. It's got a strong lavender scent. But here's my question. I was going to make some more soap, like I said, we're jetting off to Ireland this afternoon. I'm packed. I'm ready to go. I've left the dog sitter a ton of notes. Everything's done. So I'm thinking we'll just make another bar of soap. I did the lavender this morning. Now I'm going to make pumpkin spice. And then I started thinking, who wants to take a bath with pumpkin scented soap or watermelon scented soap or cherry pie scented soap or fudge scented soap? As opposed to say cedarwood, patchouli, lavender, those earthy, woodsy kind of tones, even lemongrass. Although to me, lemongrass it reminds me of dishwashing liquid. Eucalyptus is another good bath soap. I do like the peppermint bar soap. My son, when he came to visit, we actually made peppermint soap, and although the mica reacted with the lye solution, so it turned out to be more of a rust-colored peppermint instead of a red peppermint. But it was beautiful soap, and I've used it many times. And oh, it's refreshing. Da da da. My son says that this peppermint soap is great for the morning after a big night of drinking. So I guess it's good for a hangover. Anyway, so I thought I'm not making pumpkin spice soap. I'll have a pumpkin spice latte or a pumpkin pie, but I don't want to take a bath with pumpkin spice soap, nor do I want to take a bath with fudge scented soap or cherry scented soap. So, but I put it on Facebook, so I'm asking you guys, do you want to take a bath? I just watched a video by Anne Marie with Brambleberry, and she made some gorgeous soap, and they look just like cupcakes, frosting, cherry on top, the whole 9 yards. And I guess unless you just want to set it out for decoration, who would want to take a bath with a bar soap that looks like a cupcake? I wouldn't give it to my little kids because they probably would think it is a cupcake and try to take a bite out of it. I actually have on my labels, supervise with children, because the soaps that I make are colorful and they do smell good. And I don't know, it's like the Tide Pods, right? I guess. Um, anyway, I'm going to close for now. That was my soaping dilemma. I'm not making any more soap. I made some Halloween candles, orange and black, and I put in some fall scents for that for my last 6 markets, and I'm done. I'm done candle making, and I'm done soap making. I've sold 1 bottle of my liquid hand soap body wash, which I'm going to rename body wash because the girl said people most likely wouldn't buy liquid hand soap that's called hand wash because you want but it's more luxurious, more marketable if you call it body wash. So I'm going to do that. Um, I am making colognes now. All of my misters came in and my rollers, and I've got recipes lined out. So I'm making 100% essential oil. Fractionated coconut oil is going to be my carrier base. I'm not using alcohol. It has a good shelf life because of the oil. So I'm making that. I'm going to be bringing that to market in the next few days. When I get back from Ireland, I plan to make that. Uh, I am also, my next venture, I'm going to venture into chapstick. So I've ordered the huge chapstick tubes. Um, so I'm going to do that over the winter months for my spring and summer markets next year. My colognes I'm making 4 men, and I'm calling it Jacked. One's going to be called Bruce, and the other one's going to be called Sam. All of these after my dogs. Um, anyway, there you go. So, like my channel, if you do enjoy watching these videos, they're not very entertaining. It's just a way to vent my frustration, I suppose. Also, subscribe to my channel. Go to my website, yourcolorpuppy.com. Order. I do free shipping, but quite honestly, I can't ship a $5 bar of soap, when it costs me $8 to ship it. So there is a minimum. I think it's $20, and I do free shipping. So go there. These are really good products. My candles throw out amazing hot scents. They light up a room. I did make a fudge scented candle for Halloween, along with not pumpkin spice, but something similar to that. And I actually lit it the other day. It burned for days, and every time, and I forgot I did it, so I came in and I'm like, who is making fudge? And okay, I've got this fudge candle burning. Um, But yeah, and I've got gorgeous gift boxes. They're rustic, like not corrugated cardboard, but the rustic brown tied up with grass string, and the inside's got either multicolored tissue paper, or I have a lot of multicolored crinkle paper, so I can do these gift boxes. I'm actually talking, can you believe this? I'm actually talking to three different people who have storefronts and a clientele or a caseload in their business where they're looking to purchase gifts to give to their clients or even carry in their store. And when I get back from Ireland, I'm actually putting together three different gift boxes so they can have a choice. And I'm actually going to start selling my product to these three people wholesale. I'm so excited about that. Who would have thought? I'm also looking at storefronts, but I'm going to wait. I don't want to be impulsive. My husband is going to retire May 31st, 2025. He's already given us notice. So I'm excited about that, but I don't know what we're going to do. Will we really travel internationally? We're going to spend 9 months out of the year in some foreign country? I don't think so. Um, so I'm going to hold off on a storefront until I have a better grounding about what the future holds post Dr. Wise's retirement. So we shall see. If it ends up that we stay here, I mean, we're going to stay in Colorado Springs, of course, but if it kind of turns out that maybe we do some heavy traveling the first 2 or 3 months post retirement, like I did, and then 6 months down the road, we're like, now what? Then I am going to open up a storefront, and I have such amazing products to stock in my store, and they're all locally sourced and natural. I'm also talking to a girl, hopefully, she's a baker, and so we're going to carry some of her sourdough breads and things like that in my store. So I just have a lot of things in going on. But right now, I'm going to be looking forward to Ireland. I've got a 7-day itinerary lined out. We're starting out in Dublin and we're making our way south through all of the coastlands back up to like through Kilcarney, Killarney, all the way back up to Cork, blah, 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 to Adair, up to Galway, and then from Galway back over to Dublin, and we're flying home. So I'm going to be posting on my Instagram, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, guys, stay safe. And remember, if you're not quite sure what to do about a particular situation, don't do anything at all, because the choices you make tomorrow will be vastly different from the choices you make today, because it's under a different set of circumstances. Until then, you guys stay safe. Peace out. And remember, if you're not sure what to do, soap it up and see what comes of it. All right. Peace out. All right. Ciao.